All right. All right. Well, congratulations, Kansas State. Hard-fought game. Right down to the wire. Tale of two halves for Texas. For us, it was a tale of two halves. We did what we wanted to right out of the gate, and that was start fast and get up 14-0. Play good ball the rest of that half. You open the third quarter up, and we get a stop on defense, and then that punt gets all the way down inside the 5 there tight. And you can't give up a safety. You got to get the ball out. You got to get 2 first downs. You got to flip the field, and we give up a safety and then give up a touchdown. Really back-to-back drives, and we went cold. We went cold on offense, and any score on offense in the second half wins the game. Not having the safety may have tied the game, but you gave them that one, and then the thing that hurt us as the game went on. In the fourth quarter was some untimely penalties. We haven't had that around here, and that's unfortunate. We pride ourselves in not having those. We had a couple holding calls, and then the hands to the face. Obviously, that's the one that really hurt, and you got third and forever. And we get off the field, and we get a stop. I think maybe at that point we got a 5-point lead, and it's midway through the fourth quarter, and chance to go put them away, and then a hands to the face after the play. That's not like us. It's giving them another chance, and obviously that was a game-winning touchdown. So, it's unfortunate. Those guys, I'm proud of those players. They busted their butt. They're spilling their guts. It's a hard-fought game all the way down to the wire. We didn't make enough plays in the second half.
Coach, what happened to the run game? What were they doing, and what were you guys not doing today?
Yeah. I think in terms of the run game, the safety support and the linebackers, whether we weren't staying on them, it seemed like they had an extra hat in there every time. We broke a few and ran well at times, and then when you really, really needed it, we didn't. 170 yards rushing. That probably should have got it done, though, to be honest with you. I mean, that's a decent outing.
On that punt, was it just, or was the returner up too far, or was it just a good punt by them?
Yeah, I didn't see it till late. I was watching the protection and watching our front, and then I looked up and I just saw miles away from it. I don't know if it was quite misjudged, or maybe it was a little shorter. I know it bounced a long ways, so not sure exactly what happened there.
What were your thoughts on Henry's game?
Good in the first half, and then just kind of you put all the offense together in the second half, and we went cold. Whether it was getting guys open, making the throw, extending drives. It didn't seem like it was a first down issue. It was more of a second down, and then getting us in and third and longs, and we weren't very good on third down. 2 out of 10. I'm not sure we converted one third down the second half.
Coach, I know you mentioned the defense a couple times there, the hands to the face and different penalties and whatnot, but was the offense getting out of rhythm in the second half? How much do you think that impacted the defensive side of the ball and just not being able to sustain those drives, or at least finish them off to continue to push that lead?
Certainly it impacts the game. It impacts the game because the scoreboard's not changing. You're not putting points to the board or keeping the defense off, so it certainly does impact it.
David asked you what happened to the run game. I was going to ask you what happened to the pass game, because first couple of games of the season, Eric seemed unstoppable, and then for the next 4 games, KG was making a big play every week. And today, with the exception of, I guess, the past 2 Miles and the past 2 Kuntz, for the most part, there wasn't a whole lot happening. Was it a pass protection issue, or?
I think there were a couple breakdowns in pass pro. I'm not sure that was ultimately the whole problem, Don. And we targeted Eric a few times, had some overthrows, and one was an underthrow. And I think there were a couple breakdowns. You can probably point at 2 or 3 things there in the passing game.
Schematically, your defense is doing Our defense is doing things to try to take away Eric and KG.
There's times that they went double cloud, and they're those guys are double teamed and they've got coverage at low and they've got coverage over the top. So yeah, they play a 3 double cloud coverage a decent amount.
Late in the first half, you have the play where Henry throws into a crowd over the middle, gets picked off. Did he think he had a free play there?
I think he did.
And what was your explanation? Said that it looked like a flag fell and then got picked up for a perceived offside.
I was told that both flags were the same penalty for a legal man downfield.
Couple drives there where you got down close. You had the quick pass to Easy that wasn't completed, and then a couple sacks for the last time you guys had the ball. Was that more of what K-State was doing on defense, or what was going on with the offense that they weren't able to finish off? What did you see on those last couple possessions?
Yeah, I saw us. Taj broke one, and we got down there. The big one that hurt us was the jet sweep that had been working well to Miles, and that got strung back, and then we got third and forever. That put us obviously way behind the chains on that last drive.
Hey, Coach, you kind of touched on it earlier, but you feel like there was a before and after with that safety? Like everything – it just seemed like everything changed for both teams after that safety.
Yeah, there was a little momentum changer. Unfortunately, we weren't able to stop that momentum, because I think they did. They scored. They took the next drive down and scored, and it was like 9 points just like that, 24-19. Yeah, that's why you can't allow that to happen on offense. We got penetration. You can't have a TFL back there.
I know y'all lost, but defensively it felt like the effort was there, the scheme was there. It was a much better performance defensively.
It was, yeah. And like I said, Jarrett, in the opening statement, man, there's a lot of guys in that locker room hurting, and it stings. We did play well defensively. We played very well. Deuce got loose a couple times. He's a good player. And that stuff's going to happen. Skylar Thompson's a lot of moxie. I got a lot of respect for him, and a very good quarterback. But I thought our defense battled. We're razor thin back there, and those guys continue to battle and fight. And we did, going back, to that question. There's times where, it would have been nice to keep them off the field a little bit and extend some of those drives on offense, and we didn't do it. And you got to play complementary football in games like that, and we've done it before. We didn't do it in the second half.
I know somebody already asked about the punt return, but this seems like something that's kind of happened. We've talked about it after games before. Is there some way y'all could tweak that to where those punts are fielded and those empty yards, those yards aren't lost?
Yeah, you like to field that. That hadn't been an issue. But I'm not sure the answer there on that exact one. We want those balls fielded. Typically, you lose 11 to 13 yards, typically on average. That has not been an issue. It doesn't need to become an issue either here moving forward. I thought Miles handled himself well back there. That was a last-minute scratch. McLean, obviously, is our starting punt returner. But I thought Miles did a fine job back there.
Coach, you mentioned the offense just being cold in the second half, but did you still feel like they had that sense of urgency late in the fourth quarter?
The vibe was good. Yeah, they were all talking good, and we even moved it. It's not like we were completely 3 and out. We were moving the ball and got past the 50, and then, like I said, on the second down call, the holding call put us behind, and then Henry, the next play or 2 plays later, gets the big scramble down the sidelines, move the ball down, and then the jet sweep puts us in third and really long.
I imagine you want to watch the tapes and whatnot, but what do you hope your guys take away from this game going forward?
Well, the hurt that's there has got to, that's part of it when you lose a game like that's that close, and it comes down to the wire. You got to learn from each one. You got to learn from mistakes that we made or things that we did good, and we played well at times, on offense in the first half, defensive, really most of the game. I thought our kickoff coverage did a nice job against Malik Knowles and things like that. So you're going to take things from the game. You got to build on that, and then here we go. We got to regroup again each and every week.
Two-part question. One, what did y'all determine was Jonathan's range into the wind? Because, 11:43 left in the game, got a fourth down. It would have been 51 yards into what looked like a pretty stiff
Yeah,
wind.
so
Is
it's
there
going to
any-
be, yeah, we're at 8 deep. I think we figured it was 52. Doesn't matter, but into the stiff wind, I don't know how fast it was blowing, but it had not calmed down at that. And so we wanted to get closer to the 30 to the, somewhere in that area is going to be a 48-yarder into the wind because it was pretty good wind.
Obviously, you'll take a 2-touchdown lead anytime you can get it, and you're up 14-0 and 24-10. In the locker room at halftime, what was kind of the message or the feeling?
Go finish. Defense is up first and go finish. We made some adjustments. Both sides were making adjustments. It wasn't any by any means did anybody think it was over. We knew we had to go finish, and I thought the locker room was just fine at halftime.
Any other questions? Right down here.
I'm just asking. I can tell you're frustrated. What's your most frustration right now?
It just didn't come away. You missed an opportunity to win. We did what we wanted to do in a lot of ways. We rushed the ball well. I thought we played good defense for the vast majority of the game. And we started fast. And starting fast is both sides, so it is a complementary football and playing off each other. Those are the good things. I can tell you this, I believe in those players. I'm proud to be their coach. I'm proud to be a Red Raider. They fight like crazy. You want to win for them. You want to find a way to win, and it's one play. Is it the safety? Is it getting off the field on the third and forever? Whatever it is, there's always going to be a couple plays, and we didn't make the couple plays.
And Coach, you talked about the penalties a little bit. I mean, you guys had a couple games, it seemed like, with only one. You only have 5, but
Yeah.
what went wrong in those situations? I mean, you guys have been very disciplined.
We have been. It has not been a chronic problem or an issue really for 2 years. Obviously, 5 for 40 yards. There was obviously 3 untimely penalties. I'd probably say both holds and then obviously the hands to the face. It's bad timing.
I don't know. Every loss counts the same, and you've said that plenty of times. But when you lose the way you did at Texas and you lose the way you did against TCU, there's kind of okay, you just got blown out, and maybe it's easier to put that behind you. What is the danger in losing the way you lost today to a team's psyche, the potential danger to your team's psyche?
No, I don't think any danger. All losses are the same because they do count that way. It's about learning from them, having hard conversations, learning from them, and bouncing back and going right back to work, Don. I mean, it's not fun to lose at the very end of the game like this one. It's not fun to get beat and not play very well like the 2 you mentioned. None of the 3 are very fun.
When you've struggled as much as this program has struggled for the last 11 years, is there a here we go again creeping in?
No, not with me, because I haven't been here for 11 years. I've been here for 3, and we're continuing to build this program, and those players continue to believe in each other. They believe in us. It's just the way they act, their accountability off the field, the way they're practicing, they're spilling their guts. We're at 5-3 right now, mid-October. We got a big challenge ahead of us next week, and then bye week, and then 3. A couple of them are at home. But the belief still continues to be there. And I think this program continues to improve. What we need to do is get the wins. And we know that. I know exactly what I'm evaluated off of, but I can't speak for the 8 years you're mentioning before me. All I can speak is since we've been here, and there's a drastic team in that locker room that's completely changed since 2019. I know that.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Well played.
Yes, Roderick, what did you feel like was working for you guys? You guys obviously got off to a super start super fast start. What was working for you in that first half?
Just getting the ball to our what they do. We blocked up things nice, and then yeah, that was pretty much it right there.
And then going off of that, what do you feel like changed in the second half? Obviously, you guys weren't able to get much going or score in the second half. What changed?
Nothing really play calling wise. Like everything was fine. It was just it came up upon us that we just didn't execute. Like players just didn't do what we had to do.
I know momentum's not always a huge thing for like teams and whatnot, more we talk about it, but after the safety and whatnot, how did you feel like the rest of the game went just after that play as far as how the two teams were going?
I mean, obviously that played a lot in the swing of momentum and things, but I felt like we managed it pretty well because I think for the rest of that quarter they only scored 7, so like yeah, I feel like we managed it pretty well, and then they scored in the middle of the fourth, so yeah, I didn't feel like momentum played that big of a part.
And obviously, overall, Gene outscored 15-0 in the second half. You guys generally, Texas Tech known for the offense and whatnot. So what were you guys seeing in the second half there to get shut out, and just, what does that do to the offense to you guys on the sideline as it's happening?
I mean, we were seeing the same stuff that they came out in the first half. It was just, like I said, it was on us as the players. Like we didn't execute, and it was like simple as that.
Eric, overall, seemed like a pretty good game for the defense and whatnot. But what was as the game was getting tighter and tighter just throughout? What was the type of pressure? What were you guys feeling during that second half as it, K-State got closer and closer?
I would say it was pressure. Just sticking together and just playing our part, playing our role, and just capitalize on plays.
Did it feel like they didn't have too many of the big chunk plays, but it was just a bunch of little plays here and there? Is that what you were experiencing out there? But actually, just with Deuce being the leading receiver and rusher, just a bunch of little plays. Is that what you saw the main issue was, or what did you see throughout the second half?
Yes, that was the main issue. Just stopping him and and other players too. So that was a key.
Any other questions?
How do you guys not let this bother you going forward? Because clearly it seems like Coach was just asked, hell, here we go again type situation. How do you avoid that moving forward?
We just got to stick together, man, and focus on the plays that we messed up on and correct them Sunday. So just sticking together, man. Is we all a unit, so just sticking together and finding a way. We'll be all right.
And for me, I feel like as an offense, we just gotta let this one go. We can't really dwell on this one too much because we know, like that's not us. Like all year, going back to even like the Houston game, we've been a second half team, and we came out fast in the second half, and we outscored opponents in the second half, and it's just this wasn't us, and like we're not gonna continue to let this. I don't know how to say it, but like basically this isn't us, and so like we're not gonna dwell on it.
Eric, Coach was asked about it. I mean, do you think the defense, and this is nothing, I mean, did enough in this game to come away with a win? Clearly they scored late and you gave up the game-winning touchdown. But you think you guys played well? I mean, you forced turnovers. I mean, obviously tackles for loss, and you essentially shut their offense down for the most part.
Yes, sir. We stayed together, through adversity. And like I said, we just sticking together, man, and bad things gonna happen, so we just sticking together. And we play good, in the second half, and